everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am a silly person. I don't know what I'd be without silliness, without being an absolute buffoon, without being stupid and an idiot. What does it mean to be silly? It means you don't take life very seriously and you have fun whilst doing it. Oh, that was actually quite deep. Like the ocean. Right, so I'm going to recommend some silly books, and if you're a fellow silly person, you might like these silly books. Or you might just kind of want to know what a silly book is. Don't use this as a diagnostic tool, though. I cannot diagnose you as silliness. Only you know if you're a silly person. Anyway, so these books are well silly, they're well funny, they're a bit stupid. So if that's your kind of thing, then carry on watching. Sick. Okay, so the first silly book, I mean, we only have to look at the cover to think this is probably going to be a silly book, and it's Penguin Highway by Tomihiko Morimi. This is translated from Japanese because he's Japanese, the author, and he writes in Japanese. So this follows Ayoma, who's an 11-year-old schoolboy. I think he's 11, I don't heckin' know how old he is, but anyway, he's of that age, around that. And he's one of these little boys who's very inquisitive, who's very intelligent, and he just wants to know all the facts of the world. You know when kids ask silly questions? I went to Weymouth on the weekend and this kid said, "Mummy, why does everyone have children? Why does everyone have children?" I don't heckin' know, it's cleaning the planet. But anyway, that's beside the point. Penguin Highway is about Ayoma and his friends, and one day some penguins just appear in the middle of Japan where they live. And they're like, what the hell is going on, man? Why are there penguins everywhere? And then they just disappear and they can turn into tin cans, and it's just a heckin' wild time. It's very silly, silly jokes throughout. If you like the sound of that, then I definitely pick it up. If not, just for the cover. Look at that. It's just absolutely nuts, like a peanut. Next up, completely different tangent. Don't judge me on the state of this book. It's Far from the Madding Crowd. Look at it. This just shows how little respect I have for things. It's just, so this little thing here is to keep the book together, because if I didn't have that there, it would all fall apart. So this is a story about, okay, the summary of this book is rather boring. It's about Bathsheba. That's already a mouthful, I can't get it out. And her desire for a suitor, for someone to marry. And she's like, oh, I don't love you, so I'm not going to marry you, and I don't love you either. Stop asking me to marry me, everybody. But this book is far more than that. So it's set in rural England, rural England in the late 1800s, which already is a beautiful setting that I love. It's set in Thomas Hardy's Wessex. He is absolutely excellent at writing about the country, about countryside. He might be the best at it, actually. This book, however, although it's a serious setting, it's about marriage, which is kind of boring. It's not a boring book. It's very funny. There are lots of silly, stupid little jokes in it. My favourite joke in the whole world is in this book. Maybe not the whole world. My favourite book in a fictional book is in this. That joke, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to read it and then comment down below what you think it is. I just love that joke so much, and it's so silly and just suits my sense of humour perfectly. And Bathsheba is also a cracking character. She's like an excellent heroine, female heroine that is just so likeable. It's not like a Jane Austen book where it's just romance the whole time and pride and what's your prejudice. It's not like that at all. It's very good and I enjoyed it, and it's silly. That's happening. The next book is a silly book by a silly author. Well, actually, he is an author now. We can say he's an author, and that is Bob Mortimer. Autobiography. So Bob Mortimer is an English comedian. You might have heard of him, you might not have heard of him. That is a very strange picture. You know how I said this is a silly book? This is one of the pictures in it. What's going on there? What? I don't understand. So that's his mate Vic Reeves in that picture. So he's probably best known for doing shows with Vic Reeves. He's done a fishing show recently. What was that called? Gone Fishing. Wow, original name. Which he did with another comedian. Who is it? Whitehouse? Paul? What's his first name? I don't heckin' know. Paul Whitehouse? He's just hilarious. He's weird, and I love his sense of humour. It talks through his life, because that's what an autobiography does. I didn't know. What's this? Oh yeah, that's my little review card. What did I say about it? Bob talks about his life and some funny things that happened, as well as sad, interesting, and made me laugh. There we go. Top tier review there. I gave it 4 stars. He was shy when he was younger, which is refreshing because I was also shy, and I still am a bit shy actually. And the thing with Bob Mortimer as well, he has so many strange stories about him. Absolutely absurd. I'd really recommend you watch Would I Lie to You when he's got some episodes in it. I think it's on YouTube, you can watch. Like, he does his own dentistry. That's just some chaotic energy there. 10 out of 10 chaotic energy. The next book is Reputation by Lex Croucher. Let's admire this cover. If you don't know this cover already, it's fantastic. I love these colours. This is how I feel on the inside. So what is this book about? Well, judging from the cover, you can probably guess a few things. It's set in Regency England. We've got a lot of Regency stuff going on here actually. It makes me look kind of middle class. It follows these 4 female characters in Regency England. They're a bit naughty. They do things that a young lady probably shouldn't do in this time period. I'm just going to read out the blurb. I know that's boring, but I think this will do a better job of explaining than me. Abandoned by her parents in favour of a sea view, middle-class Georgiana Ellers has moved to a new town to live her dreary aunt and uncle. Oh, live with her. I can't even read. What am I doing here? At a particularly dull dinner party, she meets the enigmatic Francis Campbell, a wealthy socialite and enchanting member of an in-crowd. Through Francis and her friends, Georgiana is introduced to a new world of wild parties, drunken debauchery, why can't I don't know how to say that. Mysterious young men with strangely alluring hands, and the sparkling upper echelons of Regency society. There's too many big girl words in that blurb for my liking, but that gives you an understanding of what this is about. Regency England gone naughty, gone bad. They get drunk, they get high, they do loads of drugs, they swear loads. Just imagine a girl who's very pretty and in a nice dress being very, very badly behaved, and that's what this book is. But it's also quite intricate as well. The characters are very well developed. Francis might be the most morally grey character I've ever read about, and also one of my most hated characters of all time. I actually met Lex Croucher last year, and she said her favourite character that she's written is Francis. Francis is chaotic but also has things going on in her life, her personal life, which makes her a bit badly behaved, a bit rude to people. She's complicated. What I think I like most about this is it plays on the time period. There are so many historically inaccurate things in this, but it's deliberate to make it funny, and that's what it is. Funny. Oh, that's quite nice actually. A nice breeze. I need to reread this. It smells really good as well. Yes, nice. Next up is The Humans by Matt Haig. This is my World Night book, no, World Book Night edition, which I found in a charity shop, which says not for resale, but it was sold to me, so can I call my lawyer? I don't have a lawyer. This book is cray. It has a dog on the cover. It has a dog in it as well. What is this book about? So first of all, it's set in Cambridge, which is a beautiful place and I like very much. The architecture is lovely. It follows this university professor of he studies mathematics. He's a professor in mathematics, and he's just discovered something vital, a vital piece of research that could change human history. It can't change human history, human future, yes. This stuff is so powerful that he's just discovered. Don't ask me what it is because I'm no heckin' mathematics person. It's so important that this message is sent out to aliens in outer space that, oh my god, look, the humans have just discovered this. This is something that can give them immense power. So the aliens think, we can't have this information on Earth. So they kill the professor before he tells anyone about this amazing discovery. And then an alien takes the identity of this professor. Doesn't that just sound heckin' wacky? And that's what this book is. The funny thing about this book is that it's an alien trying to navigate, to him, an alien world. So Matt Haig is very clever in kind of picking apart human habits and behaviours and looking at them in kind of what a foreign light from this alien's perspective is very funny. How many times am I going to say funny? I think you should take a shot. Start again from the beginning, not because it will get my views up, and take a shot every time I say funny, and you will be white girl wasted. So yeah, I love this. It's very entertaining and I would definitely recommend it. The thing is also, this alien is a bit of a softie and grows to like humanity. So, you know, he's supposed to kill these people. He's supposed to kill this person's family, this professor's family, but it's like, actually, I quite like them. I don't want to do that. Lastly, the most complicated to last. This book, how do I even explain what this is? This is probably the most wild, confusing, strange, famous piece of, could you even call it literature? You can tell I didn't do literature at uni. Piece of literature in the history of literature. And that's a bold statement, and it's actually a play. It's drama, literature, drama. It's The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. Why did I pick this book for this video? Because I do not know how to explain this play. We're once again set in a kind of Regency era England in the late 1800s. It follows some upper class men. Algernon, is it Algernon or Algernon? Because I feel like it's Algernon, but then I heard people say Algernon, and I don't know anyone with this name. Algernon and Jack. Oh my god, it's so wild. So Jack comes in saying his name is Ernest, and he's kind of similar to the humans. He's taken on an identity which isn't himself. It's a fake person. But then Algernon's like, hold on, are you Ernest? And then he's like, no, I'm Jack. And then in the next second act, Algernon is like to someone else, I'm Ernest. And then it's just wild. They both propose to women and they both say yes. But they both say yes to someone called Ernest. And then the other one, when these two women meet, they're like, I'm going to get married to Ernest. And then the other one's like, what? Ernest just proposed to me. I'm getting married to him. And it's just all very confusing and absolutely crazy. And I don't understand what's going on most of the time. But that's what it's about. You can imagine it being a wild ride. This might have one of the best endings of a play ever. It's silly. It is so silly, and it's the only Oscar Wilde I've read, and I want to know more of what he's read, because if that's anything to go by, he is a right silly sausage, Oscar Wilde. And is that why people love him? Because he's a silly sausage? I'd like to know. So those are some silly books for you. If you're a silly person, let me know of any other silly books. But these are the ones I'm recommending to you today. If you like this, let me know, and I can try and recommend some more silly things. Thank you for watching, silly people. If you enjoyed this, then maybe subscribe, because I need money. No, just joking, because I appreciate your generosity. And money. No, not money. I'm not a capitalist. I'm just poor. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.